I will.
Huh?
I will. Today I want us to you focus on the reversal of
The
New York.
reversal.
Mm,
Okay. New York reversal.
yeah.
In short, I do. Yeah, I cannot do reversal if I don't have daily structure.
Okay.
So I have to do
Try to
daily
capture
structure.
everything. Mm.
Huh?
Try to capture everything then, maybe.
Okay, sawa. Watu wako wapi? Students wangu sijui wanaendaga. Mimi.
Uh-huh.
Hello guys, welcome from today's session. I'm a little bit late because of something I cannot start explaining. It's personal. So today we are looking at the topic of today is what currency pairs breakdown, and one of us has requested that we do also the New York reversal. So I'm going to do some explanation on New York reversal. However, I cannot do New York reversal without explaining the daily structure. Um, this is the trade we had, and maybe I'll share my FX book. Um, Let me share my FX book. My FX book. How do you do that? Some guys have been asking if some trades we are taking are real. So I can share with you. So this is one of my account. I did a small deposit of 50,000 Kenya shillings, which is let's see, let's remove this ad. Yeah, 50,000 Kenya shillings, which was equal to $454. I've done withdrawals of 231, which is around how much? 231 times 110, which is around 26,000. Um, this is just for 4 days. The deposit was made on 4th, on 6th. Um, you can see my history here. This is my history. Deposit of 50,000. The first trade was a loss. The second one was a loss. The third one was a win. I withdrew $89. I made a few profits. I withdrew $22. I made a few losses yesterday. Today I've recovered all the losses with the GU trade. Reason being is that this trade I entered very early, very early. As you can see, this trade I held for more than 1 day. Reason being I had adjusted my stop loss to around 40 pips. I'll explain also why I adjusted my stop loss. I don't recommend you to adjust your stop loss. However, um, if you know what you're doing, you're going to adjust your stop loss. So this is it. For those who are asking if it is real, I've shared. Let me share the Facebook. Here's the link. let me share to there it goes. That is my Facebook. Let me pin it. If you want to review my previous trades, what we have done, our performance, what we are offering free sessions. However, for one-on-ones, there's a charges that that comes with it. So basically, this trade I started on 6th of Feb, and today's 10th. Basically, it has taken me 4 days to achieve 61%. My account is up 61%. The intention is I'm focusing on withdrawals, not on the account growth. My focus is on withdrawals to achieve around $10,000, which is around 1 million Kenya shilling, with just 50,000 Kenya shillings. This is just to show you that you don't need a lot of money to trade. As long as you understand your trading edge, as long as you are much aware of yourself, it is possible to make it. So let's do a recap of this trade. It was around 68 pips. This trade was based on New York reversal. Let's move to 15 minutes. Yeah, so this trade was based on New York reversal yesterday. I think it's better if I explain it using the other charts. In the process, I'll be explaining now the daily structure. Here we go. So let me just throw a banner here. Currency pairs breakdown. Yes, now the explanation of this is very simple. It's simple if you understand it. I'll start by saying Forex is easy, but it's very hard to make money. So let's do a recap. We draw the law of Asian. The law of Asian, as per that particular time, it was here. It was this law. Remember, when you're drawing the Asian, the law of Asian, it is not at a specific price. It is a zone. So it can be big like this, just something small, but not like this. So something small like 5 pips. So that is the Asian law. Law of Asian session. And then let's draw also the high. High of Asian session. Now this is basically if you want to trade trend continuation. What happened on Monday was a bearish. This one is a bearish move. So probably you could see an induction, the breakout, the London breakout. It is usually in line with the direction of the previous day. if it is a trend. So basically this is the low. It was broken, it was retested. I don't know if somebody got it. So that is the first trade. Target is usually 20 pips. So most of the time it doesn't move that fast. Okay, not fast, that a lot, especially if it is an induction. Let me show you the ticker. Yeah, now this is the first trade. So the first trade was the target is 10 to 20 pips. So it moved 28 pips. Now this is the Asian range. And then the breakout is breaking from the low or the high. It is usually 20 to 30 pips. So this is the breakout. It occurs specifically during London. So you don't look for breakouts maybe in New York. Maybe after price is doing what? Is breaking from a range. That's when we can say there's a breakout during New York. So the principle of daily structure is that there's an Asian range, 20 to 30 pips or 10. There's the London breakout. It breaks from the high or the low of the range, like this one. So you can trade this one. Most of the time I trade this one, and I close my trade before New York session, because the characteristic of daily structure is that during New York there's a reversal. So this is the Asian range, ends before New York, ends before not New York, ends before London. London opens at 11. So it is, that is the breakout. Now the first low, the low of the Asia of the day is created during London. This is the low. The low is not created during it is not created during New York session. The first low is created during during London session, sorry. So this is the first low that was created, right? Price came back, it retested this region, came back down again. Now if you look at 15 minutes, this is how it looks. This is the first low that was created. Price came back. It did not immediately reach the low of the day, but it was barely around 547 pips. And then this is at 1545. Now the principle of the New York reversal is the second low is created 1 hour before or 1 hour after New York session has opened. New York session opens at 4 Kenyan time. So basically, we are looking for the low that is being created between 3 to 5-ish there. Be 3 to 5, that is 1 hour before, and then 4 to 5, that is 1 hour after. So this was created at 3:30 Kenyan time. This was the second low. Now, if we use this, there's a pattern that has been created. This is the breakout. The first low is this, and then it forms a W pattern, right? This is a W pattern. If you throw the candlesticks, it looks like this. But when you throw now the line graph, the area, it looks like this. So this was, let me draw like this. A W looks like this. This is the pattern of a W. This is the first leg. It came back, there's a pullback. The second leg was created, and then now this. So literally this is it. Oh no, what am I doing? So this is our pattern. Asian range, breakout, create a first leg, there's a pullback, create a second leg, and then the reversal. Now the question is, where do you enter? Now that is the biggest question. When you enter, you don't use the line graph, you use now the candlesticks to analyze. Now, you've just identified before the second low was tested, this was the low of the day. The low was not retested. Price came back. Now, your entry is supposed to be above this neckline. It's called a neckline. Let me zoom it. This one. So this was the first high of the pullback, right? It is usually around 20, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. Yeah, it is 21 pips. So this was the first pullback that was created. Price came back, retested the same, came back, did a small consolidation. The neckline was broken. Price came back. Now this one is supposed to be your entry now at this particular zone. Immediately price breaks the neckline, and then it retests. It comes back to retest, because remember our concept is that you buy a selling candle and then you sell a buying candle. So in this case, we are buying a selling candle. It could be this or it could be this. So a selling candle, probably I would take this one. Yeah, I think my entry was here. Yeah, my entry was at 144.3. Let me check with my Facebook. Yeah, my entry was at 144.3, which is exactly the same zone. So price came, we tested. If we move down to 5 minutes, because we're using the 5 minutes to get the entries, but remember we are using now the macros for the purpose of getting the general outlook. But for getting entries, we are using the 5 minutes. So these are zone. This is the first leg. It is clear in 5 minutes. Came back. Price came back again. Retested the same neckline. Came down. Retested the same, but it broke the high, which was at exactly 144.26, and then it created another high at 144.286. Look at the low. It is not being broken. It's just being. Look at this wick. This is a very big wick. You can consider it as a rejection. Price came back, retested the same. It broke using this big fat candle, which was not enough, and then it broke using this one. So my entry was at this. I think this, because of spread, my entry was at 144.3. The high was broken. Your entry is supposed to be this at the retest. Remember, we are taking the retest. The same way we are trading the London breakout is the same way we are getting the entries for the New York. So there's a test, there's a creation of a high and a creation of a low. There's a test to the same high, so you don't have an entry, and at the same time you don't know where the market is heading. The low is tested, so you don't have an entry. The high is broken with around 2 pips. Price came back, but it did not break the low. It came back again, did this. The high was broken again. Price started consolidating above the high, and then it broke using 2 big fat candles in 5 minutes. And then it came back, and then it left a wick. Now, your entry is supposed to be this. at 1940. That is 144.3. So if you take a buy at this particular zone and apply the same principle of risk management of 10 pips, your 10 pips will be here. However, the same reason as to why I adjusted my risk. My risk is because the risk is supposed to be below the low of the day, so that things like this do not take you out, do not take your stop loss out. Right now, this is your entry. Adjust your stop loss to be at the low of the day so that you are not taken out, and then wait for the price to move. You just be patient. Sometimes New York can be slow, it can be fast. So this is it. This is the same trade I took, which I got out at 145. So this is the New York reversal. And New York, you cannot do New York reversal without understanding the daily structure. So this is the low of the day. Let me mark it out. Low of the day. This is a neckline. Neckline. This is the second low, and then this is the breakout. Your entry is supposed to be at the retest. Remember, the same principle you're using to enter here is the same principle you're using to enter here, because when there's a breakout, the price has decided which direction it's going to take. Otherwise, if you take your trade here from the first neckline or this one, you're going to be taken out by these wicks. So the moment price has decided to break out, you take the retest. Price always comes back. Okay, let me explain. A retest is like this. You've been given a test by let's say your teacher, right? Your teacher gives you he gives you a test, maybe science, and then you failed the first test. So you're maybe the pass mark is 40%. You fail, and then you're given another test so that you have to move to the next class, right? You're given another test. You break, not you break, you do another test, you fail. You do another test, you fail. You do another test, you fail. And then you pass now the fifth test. You pass maybe even with 42%. The pass mark is 40%. So when you're given you get 42%, you move to the next class. Now that is a retest. You've been given a test, failed, you're given the first retest. Now in our case, this was the this was the test. Tested again, to the retest, break, you get now you move now to the next class, and then this is now the movement to the next class basically. So you test, you're given a test, retest, and then boom, you move to the next class. So the moment you get 42%, you've been given a go ahead to move to the next class. It is the same. Whenever the price breaks the high, it has decided I'm going to the next class. Actually, that's the best analogy. So price came and it went, caught around 60 pips. Yep. Yes, got around 60 pips because of a few other like swaps. My profit was a little bit affected, but not that much. So this is the New York reversal. Let me unmute Kevin in case you have a question. Kevin, yeah, do you have a question? I think
No, well explained.
Sorry?
Explained quite well.
Yeah. So basically, when you're looking for a reversal, remember this is the pattern.
Yeah.
This is the pattern. This is your entry. The same
That's
principle you're using to enter during London breakout is the same principle you're using to enter. Okay, let me explain this. Your entry system has to be the same. Your entry system is the most. Yes, you can understand the pattern, but then as you have seen, I had several trades for GJ yesterday, but I was taken out because I got in early, and because actually yesterday there was a lot of volatility at this particular zone. A lot of volatility. The reason being maybe news. I don't know what was the reason, but apparently 144.4 has been a major zone. Even there was a discussion yesterday at Bloomberg. 144.4 is a major zone. If price breaks 144.4, we are heading to 145 and maybe 146 and 147. If price broke 144 and closed below 144, that means we would have gone downwards. So basically, for the New York reversal, you have to follow these. Now, this is it. This is now the New York reversal. New York reversal. New York reversal. So basically, this is the daily structure.
what about looking left?
Sorry?
Do you use any principle of looking left? Like
Never.
you don't want to see where the price is going to stop when it was breaking out from London.
What do you mean by looking left?
Anticipation of that W, that reversal.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Okay.
anticipate it? Or it's just an element of time. We know we have shifted to New York session, so we just expect a reversal.
Yes. This is a structure that price usually repeats itself, and I don't know if you have read a book by this guy. It is called The Market Maker Method.
No.
Yeah, I'd recommend you read that book. It explains the daily structure in a manner that London, it is the London banks that are opening. New York, it is the New York banks that are opening. Now, there's now this person called Market Maker, who is our number one enemy,
Yeah.
right? He's the one
Yeah.
doing games of things. He's the one squeezing stocks in US right now. And apparently, guys have lost a lot of money because of GameStop. I think you guys are aware.
Yeah.
Now, price is manipulated during these particular zones. Let's let's have an explanation of somebody who bought here, right? Probably would be taken out by this one. Probably
Yeah.
somebody who saw that this is a momentum, right? And then he saw this one as a pullback. So he sold here, would be taken out by this. Okay, the principle of daily structure, it focuses on the Asian session, it focuses on the London session, and the New York session. And because of proof, I'll move to another day apart from this one. You're going to see that London's Asian session is during consolidation. London experiences breakout. New York experiences reversal. It doesn't have to occur that every day. Like today, today I don't expect price to reverse because remember, at the end of the day, always look at the macro. The macro is everything. Is literally everything. Everything is price action. So whatever we are doing right now, we are just supplementing. We are just looking for entries because if you say you're going to trade this price action, it is difficult to find entries, right? I think it's difficult to find entries. For me, it will be very difficult to find entries if I'm trading like this. But whenever I have something to base the price action on, it becomes easier to trade it. Like you're taken for a practical ya kuchinja frog, ile ilikuwa nafanya science.
Yeah.
I was in Menengai. So ungepelekwa kwa class, kama ulimiss theory ya bio,
Yeah.
ukipelekwa kwa practical, mse utachiu. You don't understand anything.
Yeah.
You start cutting legs badala ya kudissect pale katikati, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but literally everything is about the animal, but then you have to understand the theory, and then you base now your theory to do the practical. In this
So-
case, sorry.
So today's reversals cannot be very good because the macro is up, but
Yes.
the reversal here would be somehow down, which we are not sure. Itaenda down
Yeah.
hadi wapi.
Now, let me show you this. Do you expect reversal looking at this daily chart?
No.
No, you're not expecting a reversal, right?
Yeah.
So we're not expecting price to reverse today during New York. Actually, the thing that we are expecting is a. Let me show you what I'm expecting. This is what I'm expecting. There's another principle that one of my mentors taught me. It's called be a bus. So this is the concept. Momentum. After momentum, we experience pullback. And I'll show you. Actually, I've used this principle several times. Pullback. And then after that, we experience accumulation. And then after that, we experience continuation. Now, this is what I'm expecting. This is the momentum. Oh, the chart looks bad. Let me do it again. Oh, I can copy. I can copy. Can do this and then delete everything. Then copy paste. Yeah. So this is what I'm expecting. If it is more than 100 pips, it is showing momentum. So this one is 99.5 because of spread. That is 100 pips, right? So this is momentum.
Yeah.
This is what I'm expecting. Momentum. And then there's going to be a reversal to induce some guys to sell.
Yeah.
Probably it will come to this zone. This is an area of interest. I think you have seen.
Yeah.
The same zone that was retested. This same zone that was used, the same high of Asian session is the same high of today's Asian session. So it's an area of interest. And it is the same time price broke and came back to retest, and then boom, it blew up. So price will come to this particular zone, which will be around 30 pips or 40 pips. And then we experience this. And then let me give it 30 minutes because the next thing is going to be big. We do this. This is my anticipation.
Yeah.
This is the momentum. This is the pullback. This is the accumulation, and this is the continuation. The pullback can be this small, you know.
We are not sure how big.
Yeah, we are not certain how big. There's one thing about the market. There'll never be a time whereby you'll be 100% or certain that the market is heading this particular direction. You'll just have a bias, you know. You're not certain. You're just having a bias that price is going to head this direction, but you're not sure. The people who are sure are the market makers. No, these guys,
Yeah.
Barclays, Citibank, they're the ones who are sure where the market is heading. And apparently, I think they're the ones who are sure. I think that's what I'm thinking. Now, this is what we're expecting. So right now, let's see what is happening. You can expect even a small pullback up to around here,
Yeah.
because the first high was created at 145.06. So 144.5. Now, let me show you something else. So there are two concepts here. This one is what I'm expecting, the first thing, right?
Mhm.
So what will happen if this does not happen? Now we head to the second concept. Same concept we used here. We're going to use the same concept here. We are going to draw a range, the high.
Mhm.
We're going to draw the high, the low. The same thing, retest, retest, boom, break, retest, and then it went up, right? So here is a range. This is a range that is happening. So you can say this was the high, and this was the low. Is it? It refused to come down. Let me- accept it. Now, this is the same concept that we used to enter here, the same concept we're going to use to enter here.
Mhm.
But remember,
Mhm.
price has already covered 68 pips. The ADR, that is the average daily range for GJ, is around, let's see if it has changed. You can go to investing.com. 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 And then you check for average daily range. It is called the Forex Volatility Calculator. Let me share with you. See. The guys who are asking why we are covering advanced content, because we have not started now. We have done this several times. Sorry that you are not around. That's why we are covering advanced stuffs. So from the forex volatility, let's look at GJ. GJ does 110 hits per day. Let's look at the past 5 weeks. Just like a 5 weeks. Let's see for the past 5 weeks how much has GJ done per day. GJ has done 88 pips per day for the past 5 weeks. So right now it has already covered 80 pips, right? So that tells you that okay, there's something. The explanation about the average daily is because the market makers, as much as they're the ones moving the market, they have a maximum of as to how much they can move. It is not. They are not unlimited. They are limited to amount of pips they can move. I remember there's a time they moved around 300 pips. but they could not move it more than that. So if you look at GJ, you can see this. Most of the time it moves during Tuesday and Thursday to achieve the 88 pips. There's so many details here, but we're not going to cover that. What we wanted to look is that GJ moves 88 pips per day for the past 5 weeks. If we look at the past 10 weeks, it has moved 110 pips per day. Right now, it has already covered 80 pips. So, if we do a small math, um, GJ might move 88 minus 110. We're expecting a 12 pip move. However, there's some news that are coming which might pump GJ to higher levels. This explains why for the past weeks GJ has moved 80 pips, right? Today it has already done covered 67 pips. Currently it is 67 pips. Yeah, 67 pips. So we are expecting another like 40 pips. So having this in mind, our target is not 50 pips. Our target is only 20 pips. So we'll use the same principle, the one that we used here. Let's do the 15. This is the high of the range. Now this is purely price action. This is the low. Broken, retested. So the same range that was happening here, we're having a small range here. So this is it. This is the high that has been created. This is the low that has been created. Let's see how it looks in 5 minutes. This is how it looks in 5 minutes. A clear range. So the low has not been tested, but the high has not been tested, but the low has been tested several times and being rejected. So basically, for this, actually I might decide to scalp it. So looking, this is our trade for New York. We are not anticipating a reversal. This is trend continuation. The same thing that happens in London is trend continuation of the previous day. It is not a reversal. So if a reversal happens during London, it's crazy. Okay, it's not crazy, it is just against our concept. So we don't take the trade. So this is the looking for buys. Looking for buys above 145, sorry. 145.00. Let me do it in 30 minutes. Even 30 minutes is a clear range. So this tells you price is just accumulating orders. It is a range, but the explanation in theory is that price is accumulating orders. There are guys who are selling, there are guys who are buying. So then we are looking for sales. For sales below 144.8. This is it. This is our next trade that we are expecting. So we'll chill out as we expect this. So I might put buy stops at 144, 145. I might put sell stops at 144.8. Actually supposed to be 144.9, not 8. But I'm going to give it the 9 pips so that it shows the direction in terms of momentum. Yes, Kevin, now this is what we're expecting. It might not be a reversal, but maybe a correction. However, that might not happen. Trend continuation will happen. So we are expecting, if there's going to be buys, we're looking for buys above 145.0. You're looking for sales below 144.4. Now, if it's going to sell, it's going to complete the daily. But remember, the daily structure, if it is going to reverse, this is the high that has been created during London session. Right now, we are approaching New York session. Price is just accumulating. This tells you there's no high that is being created right now. This tells you that there's a high probability that price will blow above 144.2. There's not going to be a reversal during New York because there's no high that is being created during New York 1 hour before or 1 hour later. Right now we are in 14 minutes to New York. There's no high that is being created. Price is just accumulating orders, or it is just ranging. So the understanding of this is that price, there's a lot of bullish momentum. It is not creating another high, it is just ranging. So at the end of the day, it is price action. Are we good?
Very clear.
Very clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you want to scalp something, expect buys above 145.2. Let's look at how the Britain currency looks like. If it has broken the high, Britain, British, sorry, British pound currency index. Let's see how it looks like. This is how the pound looks like. Today it broke this high. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, this was the resistance. You see, the same thing that is happening to GJ and G is the same thing that is happening here. So rise, did this, accumulated orders, and then boom. On the pound, it even created a gap. So let's see, if we look left, the previous high is so. This is the previous high, April 2018. So probably price is heading at the highs of March and April 2018. Let's look at GJ. April 2018 is the same high. Jan and April. This is February, this is August. So the first quarter of 2018 could be where the price is heading. So this is a bullish momentum. Okay, the thing about the daily structure is that we usually look for correction during a trend, you know. And then it has to be in line with the weekly structure, whereby Monday, Tuesday is the trend continuation of Friday, and then Wednesday is the reversal. But sometimes we experience reversal Thursday, and sometimes we even experience the reversal on Tuesday. So for the New York reversal, it is based on the daily structure. That is one. The second thing, it is based on now the price action. It is this. This is the W. If it does not follow this, leave it alone. So this is the principle of the daily structure. So range, breakout, London, first this, another leg, then this. So what is happening? This is for buys. If you are looking for sells, so if you're looking for sells, like this, 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 then this. However, you can draw it the you can, let's see, I think I can superimpose it small, but this is how it is. This is the Asian range, the breakout. Look at this. There's no this neckline. There's no pullback. It's just a range. So probably price is going to continue with the trend. So the bias is buys. The bias is for buys, but we don't know what is going to happen. So basically, we're looking for buys above 145 and for sells below 144.8. Oh, somebody, it's a strategy based on BTM velocity. Right. Somebody just started following me and asking me a question. Yeah, so this is what we're expecting. We're going to take like 30 minutes to cover the currency breakdown. This is for the newbies. We do have fundamental news that we do have fundamentals that for GBP. In 46 minutes, we have CPI for the dollar, so that will affect, will definitely affect GU, or it might not. We do have pound news. The governor for Bank of England is talking at 8. So maybe it could be the real strike price is accumulating orders so that it can kill them later. Maybe. So the range is still happening. Let's look at the other pair, GU. GU is a good case for maybe a buy. Let's throw in the numbers. Let's see. Price retested the 14 moving average. The 14 was broken. So I'll go for GU. Let's look at GJ. We have done a breakdown. EJ. Wow. It was a big move. In 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, it moved 40 pips. Wow. So it is bullish. However, let's break down GU. Looks like has a better structure. Let's see. Let me go up first. Image. So let's do a breakdown of GU as we are expecting the CPIs. Get everything. So GU bull momentum. Created a zone here. Then, let's see. Created a high here. Let's move to the 4-hour. So this was the high that was created yesterday. Is it yesterday or today? It is today. So it could be a big move for the CPI. So this is Monday. This is Tuesday. And Wednesday. Low of Monday. It's toward the end of the week. Tuesday, which was the high of Friday. Then the low of Wednesday. So price created a high on Wednesday. So this could be it's a high probability for a reversal. See, let's break down to hourly. So this one can get rid of this. Or we can use this. So this is the high of the Asian session. So you can mark it up. The breakout was 30 pips. Let's look at the range. So this is the breakout. High was created in London. There's a pullback of how many pips? There's a pullback of 20 pips. Then price came back. Basically looks not a perfect W, but something like this. So price is ranging in this particular zone. So let's throw in the number to see if price has decided to change direction. So not entirely. So if price was below the 50 moving average, could have said that there's a change in direction of momentum. Let's look at the 5 minutes. So entry is made 16 pips. So it is not certain. We're going to, if it was a reversal, it would have been best if price was coming from a high that is being created during New York session. This was the first high that was created. The second high, it is not the same high, but almost. As much as I'm biased for buys with pound, we might experience a pullback the same way we experienced this pullback, this one. So let's see. A big bull run on Monday. So what I'll do, I'll just use the same principle because I'm biased with the pound being bullish. However, the New York, the fundamentals is happening in New York session. That is after 32 minutes. Make me rethink. Wonder, this range is enough for a reversal. I'm not certain for a reversal. I'm absolutely not certain for a reversal for Geo. If there are buys at this particular area, that's a lot of pips, so I wouldn't enter. So GU looks a little bit complicated. Not complicated, but it looks convincing for a New York reversal because today is Wednesday. And, this is what GU has done for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And as usual, price does not take a lift, it takes a staircase. So price might retest 1.37. Yeah. For GU, I'll be looking for sells, not buys. Let's see how the dollar index looks like. Wow. Now look at the dollar. The dollar looks like this. Let's look at the daily. The dollar is recovering after 3 days of falling down. It is creating, is it an evening star or what? The dollar has not moved quite well today. Let's look at this US market generally. The US market is booming, therefore it is inversely correlated. I'm biased for sales for GU, basically because today is Wednesday. Price has been in bullish momentum for the past 3 days. Actually, it has moved how many pips? This day it has moved 280 pips. I'm biased for sales, so I'll only be looking for sales for GU. But I'll expect two things. I'm going to expect a stop hunt to this particular zone, then price to retrace, just as pullback, maybe for a 2-day pullback or a day. Yeah, I'm expecting for buys for GU. Yes, 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 yes. And a small advice for traders: focus on the withdrawals, not growing an account. Focus on the withdrawals. The withdrawals will pay you your expenses, but even if your account is 1 million, it won't pay your rent. So let me do some music. save music. Tutajua. I'll do an explanation of currency pairs in a few. This is a nice range for GJ. Let's look at GU. GU is within the range, so basically I'll stay out of it. So this is what is happening. So we'll go very fast. We'll move very fast um, as we are waiting for the CPIs to happen. They're happening at in 14 minutes time. Expecting GU to move very fast. Yeah, CPI. So I'll start with what is a currency. Currency pairs. Currency pairs are involved in trading. So the first question is what is a currency? A currency is a medium. Like during for those who have done history, there's the origin of currency, something that is of value. So a currency is it is something of value that can be used to purchase an item. So let me get the specific from Google. A currency is a medium of exchange of goods and services. In short, it's money in the form of paper or coins, usually issued by a government and generally accepted at its face value as a method of payment. Yeah. So it is a tool that is being used as a mode of payment. Different countries have different currencies. For us in Kenya, we have Kenya shilling. Before that, I think we were using the British pound, since we have been colonized by the British. Um, the euro, they use the euro because they're operating as a euro bloc. But I think in individual countries have their own currencies. Like England was part of EU, but it had its own currency. Reason being is that the pound was like remember British was the superpower before Europe, before US. Sorry. So before it was taken out by US, the common currency that was being used was the British pound. That explains why the conversion of pound is a little bit expensive for those guys who are in Kenya, because the currency is initially the currency was not measured using GDP, but it was measured by how much gold that particular country has. So having colonized us, mined a lot of gold from Africa, and I think they have some gold from the side, I don't know where. So that's how the pound is expensive. Currently, the US dollar is the one that is the best currency. Reason being is that is, uh, is a superpower, and countries are using the dollar to do transactions. So if you want to buy a car from Japan, um, the the amount is usually quoted in terms of dollars. Um, yes, so if you want to buy a car, you have to convert your Kenya shilling to dollar. So you have to convert the currency, that is the Kenyan currency, Kenya shilling, to US dollar, and then pay for the car. If you're using SPT or before or something, or even maybe UK. So US is the standard currency. Um, so that is the currency. So what is currency based on? It is based on the economy of that particular country. So each country has its own currency. We have Kenya shilling, I think Ugandan shilling, Tanzania shilling. Then we have South Sudan dollar, Zimbabwe have dollar, South Africa they have their own rand, US they have their dollar, there's Canadian dollar, there's Mexico, is it peps or pips? Yeah. So there's Chinese yuan, there's Japanese yen, there's now the euro, um, Russia is the name for the Russia, rupee. So different currencies they have their own. Different countries have their own different currencies. So it is based currently. The strength of a particular currency is based on the strength of that particular GDP. The GDP is the gross domestic product of that particular currency of that particular country. So having in mind US is the superpower and almost competing with China in terms of GDP. Um, it explains why the dollar is the best currency. And, if something affects US, it's going to affect the dollar. For example, if Biden is being impeached, the dollar is going to be affected because of the stability. Okay, the forex market reacts to the stability, to the uncertainty and certainty of the particular country. I remember when the during 20, I think 2013, when Chief Justice Maraga did what? I think he suspended, he rejected, I don't know, the presidential results. The NSC stock index um, plummeted, ilianguka kuanguka. So the currency became weak. So it was expensive for you to exchange you Kenya shilling to dollar. That means the Kenyan currency became weak compared to dollar or any other particular currency. So if the Kenyan economy performs well, um, it's going to reduce the dominance of now it's going to reduce the weight the US dollar is having on the Kenyan shilling. Um, because in terms of the GDP, it's going to increase the per capita income of the citizens. It's going to increase. Currencies they're very they're regulated with by the central banks of each country. Like the Chinese yuan, it is not that popular. Reason being that the Chinese government and the central bank they really manipulate their currency for the purpose of manufacturing and exportation and importation. Um, right now, that is how the strength and the weakness of a particular currency is based on. So if the dollar becomes strong, if the economy of US becomes strong, the dollar is going to become strong. I think we'll see an example here. This is the brief explanation of the dollar index. Let's see. Let's look at the monthly to see how Trump performed. Trump was for the policy of make America great again. So we were promoting manufacturing industries, um, the likes. So Trump came in power. Was it 2017? Yes, 2017. So the dollar has been quite stable. It was bullish. Corrected in June 2020. This is because of the trade wars that he was having with China, and also because of instability, because of wanting to go to war with Iran. The time they killed the military leader for Iran. So as the dollar is going down, it certainly explains why it explains the economy of that particular country. Since April, the time Corona came, this was March 2020. So basically, the US economy started to feel the heat for the coronavirus from around May. That's why the dollar has been doing this. Reason being is that guys are not going to work, rents are not being paid, guys are being unemployed. Now that is the GDP. Like for us, Kenya, I think so many guys are employed, right? It explains why the current the current exchange rate is at the highest at around 110. I think it made its highs during 2021. Reason being that Kenyan economy is not performing. If you compare to Zimbabwe to US dollar, the Zimbabwean dollar if Zimbabwe is doing well, it's going to increase the value of their currency. Therefore, that is that is how the currency is based on particular economies. We have various short forms for currency pairs. When it comes to trading, you won't find it has been written Kenya shilling or US dollar. You'll find they have different short forms. For GBP, for England, I'll do for let's see, let me go down. We're still doing live trading. We already have one trade carried from yesterday, which ended up giving us around 60 pips. So we're looking for another trade, maybe a reversal for GU and a trend continuation for GJ. I'll do for the wow, it has broken below. What is that selling us? Let's talk with the currencies first and see if we can make some money. It has broken the low, so I'll expect the retest. If there's no respect retest, there's no trade. Let me throw in something here to see how big the pullback is. And end up to 144.2. So let's see. Price has broken the low of the range that we were initially expecting. We're expecting sales below this and buys below this, but we are going to enter only if there's a retest of the same low. If there's no retest, if price does not leave a week, we are not getting in. And we have some US news in 14 seconds. So I probably would get in. Maybe set some buy stops. 5 seconds. This is a buy. This is a buy. The news are out. Let's see what GU does. Oh no, I won't enter into any of these trades. Zero effect on GU. Oh, it's turning out to be bullish. Oh, look at it. Oh, let's see. We break this. Let's see. Wow. I don't know why I hate news. This is a 5-minute candle. Doing this. Well, let's see how the dollar index has reacted to those fundamentals. Oh, the dollar just tanked. Let's look at the 15th. Reason as to why GU is going up. Oh, GU at 1.385. Dollar is tanking. If GU breaks this zone, it buys. There you go. Let's look at our beloved GJ. See if we can get some entries. Oh, GJ is now tanking. There's no retest of the same low, so for me, no trade. No trade, no trade, no trade. The retest, fine. No retest. GU is going up, GJ is going down. That's how crazy this market can be. Inverse correlation. Let's look at GJ. Let's look at how it looks in 1 hour. It will give us a better look. Oh, some Fibonacci. Same zone. Let's see if price can come up to the low, the high of the Asian session. At the same time, I'm biased for buys for GJ, but luxury. There's no retest even in 5 minutes. This could be a trap for sellers. See those wicks? Probably will be filled up to here. And then price will do this. I'm expecting price to come up to 4.7 and then go back up again. Let's see if there's some fundamentals to support that. Oh, US edge is low at 1.4%. There's no other fundamental news, so let's see how this future turns out to be. If there are sales, I'm going to take 20 pips only. But that will depend on how the 5-minute candle is going to close. If it closes above the range, I won't take it. If it closes below, I'll take it. So I'll wait for the 5-minute candle to end to see if there's an entry. So let's wait and see. If the candle closes this way, I'm going to get in for a quick scalp up to 144.7. That is like 15. Or maybe a quick scalp up to around 144.75. That will be like 10 pips. However, The stop loss is going to be within, let's see, for 10 pips. Those are 12. Let's wait for more confirmation. Remember, you're not gambling. This is real trading. You can lose or make money. Let's find the EMAs. You have to increase your trading edge. That is, your level of certainty has to be high for you to get into that trade. And this you can only achieve if you've done enough backtest. So let's see. Price is below the EMAs. There's a rejection for 50 EMA. Yeah, let's see how this 5-minute candle closes. Oh, GU. Let's see how the 15-minute candle closes. Minute candle is closing the next 7 minutes. Oh, those wicks. See, those wicks. No confirmation for sales. Reason being, these wicks. Look at these wicks. Shows rejection. However, the 5 minutes looks very convincing. Let's look at the 1 hour. Look at this one. Those wicks are not convincing for sales. So let's see. The news are out. GU went up above 1.385. The dollar fell. Yeah, we'll do a quick scalp for GJ sales. Very quick one. Target of 10 pips. Right. It is active. Stop loss moved at break even. Let's see. This is the target. This is the target, and then we get out. Trade is active. Stop loss moved at break even. Don't want to risk this one. Not confident for a reversal. GU is flying up for GJ to fall down. Doesn't add up. However, the setup is valid. It's valid. But it's a quick scalp, very quick scalp. 10 pips only. So if it reaches 144.8 or 144.78 amount, the trade is active, but and the stop loss has been moved to break even. This is the active trade, stop loss at break even. Let's see. If you have not taken the trade, don't take it. So, still in small profits, 4 pips. Let's say price manages to break this. Target is only 10 pips. Only. Reason being, the trade is against the macro. Those wicks are not convincing anymore. Let's be patient. Target is on 44.7 and we're out. Very quick scalp. It's heading to 4.7, 4.7, 4.8. Let's say it on for 4.77. Stop loss is at break even. Tomorrow is Japanese holiday, so National Foundation Day. So tomorrow we might experience GJ moving the pound moving the Japanese, the GBP, JPY. This, I think this is to trap sellers. These weeks I'm not liking the weeks. GU is flying up to 1.385. GJ is going down. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. If it reaches this zone, we are heading for buys. To the correction. However, there's only this active trade. Stop loss is at break even. Target is 10 pips. That is at 144.77. Setup is against the macro, so therefore the small target of 10 pips. Trade is still active. Stop loss at break even. Yeah, it is stopped. It has been stopped. Break even. Yeah, I was certain of this. I was not expecting a reversal. I was expecting a small pullback. Reason being, it is a trade that is against the macro. Then the price is leaving wicks at 144.8. The initial idea was to wait for price to be what? I think we marked that. Looking for sell before 144.8, which was rejected. So this was just a small induction. So I was explaining currency short forms. We have different currencies for the G10. There's the British pound, there's Japanese yen, there's US dollar, there's Canadian dollar, there's Swiss franc, and then there's euro, and then there's what? Those are the major pairs. So for the British pound, it is called GBP. For the Japanese yen, it's called JPY. For the euro, it's called EUR. For the US dollar, it's called USD. For the Canadian dollar, it's called CAD. For the Swiss franc, it is called CHF. For what else? What have I left behind? Oh, the Australian dollar, it's called AUS. For New Zealand dollar, it's called NZD. Those are the short form. And then the other question is what is currency pairs? Um, for you to do business, for you to trade, you have to sell and you have to buy. So that's why they're in pairs. So in this case, there's GBP, JPY, that is British pound against Japanese yen. So when we buy, we are buying British pound and we are selling Japanese yen. When we are selling this particular pair, this currency pair, we are selling British pound and buying Japanese yen. There's something that is called base currency and quote currency. British pound is a base currency. Japanese yen is now the quote currency, right? In this case, for Euro JPY, when you're buying this particular pair, this currency pair, you'll be buying euro and you'll be selling the Japanese yen. Now that is the foreign exchange. You're exchanging one to another. But in this case, now you're trading. Trading means you're selling and you're buying, and you're selling online. It is not that you're owning that particular currency. It's that it is only that there's a contract you've been given by your broker to buy and sell at a particular price. Right now, the euro is quoted against Japanese yen at 126.96. That means if you have 1 euro, you'll have 126 Japanese yen. Right? So that means euro is stronger than Japanese yen. Let's look at let's explain using something with the Kenyan shilling. Currently it is at 109. Wow, oh, it's bad news for me. So because I do withdrawals using dollar, I guess that's why my withdrawal yesterday was 80. Now in this case, $1 is quoted against the USD is quoted against Kenya shilling. That means for $1 you're going to get 109 Kenyan shilling. If you go to a local bank, if you go to KCB, if you go to Equity, for $1 you're going to get one. For $1 you're going to get 109 Kenyan shilling. That is now the buying and the selling part of it. So where currency in pairs is because it is trading. If you go to a shop, nataka tosti, you give money, they give you tosti. It is trading. You're giving what you have, and they're giving you what you don't have. So in this case, you are buying and selling. So you are buying a particular currency, and then you are selling another currency. Yeah. So basically, that is it for today. Um, we are looking. These are possibilities for late New York. New York session is open. We're going to experience some volatility when London closes. So I'm expecting buys for all pound for the pound. Um, I think pound bullish momentum is not yet there. For the sales, it is not. It is not. It's not convincing. Um, the weeks are not showing momentum. The weeks are showing that price wants to come down, but there are so many buyers. Look at this bull momentum. So the big fat candle. Within 5 minutes, price covered around 20 pips. Right now, price is rejecting. My anticipation is price will come back up to here, which it has not done. It might be because of news or something, but it will come around here and then do this. Reason being, this area of interest, this what we call a failure to return candle. So this the bearish candle in the middle of a bullish momentum. It's called an FTR. Um, it is not by invention. You can follow a guy called Team Trader. He does more explanation of it. And for our students, the playbook has covered that, the FTR candle. And it is only available for our partners and our students. So peace out. The day is still good, very good in fact. From the GJ buys of 66 pips, we are up for the week 61%. Basically, we have outdone most stocks in Kenya. Any question?
All good.
Any question, Kevin?
No. Nice session.
No. You're good.
A very nice
Yeah.
session.
Okay. Thanks, bro. So this setup is not playing out as expected.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Yeah. Okay. It's meeting. It's being validated by the accumulation. Um,
Mhm.
but I'm not liking the fact that I'm looking for reversal in the middle of a bullish macro trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was taken out at break even. I was expecting for like 10 pips up to this region,
Mhm.
but another reason is that stop loss is in the middle of this particular range. So if you get in, there's high probability you're going to be taken out. Yeah, that's it for today. Any question, Kevin? Or any other person?
No. I'm good today. You've
You're
really
good.
answered most of my questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Okay, have a nice evening.
You too. Peace out.